This workout will push your strength, conditioning, and explosiveness to the next level. The Elite Combat Fitness Workout for Men. 10 life-changing exercises. Welcome. Today's workout is designed for men who want to dominate both in and out of combat. Each exercise builds raw power. Let's go. First up, Kettlebell Sumo Squat. Hold a kettlebell with both hands at chest level and set your feet wider than shoulder width. Toes turn slightly outward. Brace your core, keep your chest tall, and sit your hips back and down into a deep squat. Lower until your thighs are at least parallel to the ground, or deeper if mobility allows. Drive forcefully through your heels to return to standing, squeezing your glutes at the top. Avoid letting your knees cave inward, and keep the kettlebell steady at your chest throughout the movement. This wide stance variation places extra tension on the inner thighs and glutes, helping you build strength where it counts. Perform 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. Here's a fact. The sumo stance recruits more adductor muscle fibers, giving you greater lateral strength and hip stability. Next, Kettlebell Swing. Grab a kettlebell with both hands and stand with feet shoulder width apart. Hinge at the hips, pushing them back while keeping your chest upright and arms loose. Swing the kettlebell between your legs and drive your hips forward explosively to propel it up to shoulder height. Let the kettlebell float at the top. Don't lift with your arms. Maintain a tight core and neutral spine throughout. Control the kettlebell as it swings back down, catching the momentum with your hips before repeating. This exercise teaches explosive hip extension, the foundation of athletic power in striking, sprinting, and grappling. Perform 3 sets of 15 to 20 reps. Fun fact: kettlebell swings mimic the same hip drive used in powerful kicks and takedowns. Moving on, Kettlebell Thruster. Hold a kettlebell in each hand at shoulder height, elbows tucked in. Drop into a deep squat, driving your hips down and back while keeping your chest upright. As you rise explosively, press both kettlebells overhead in one fluid motion, locking out your arms. Lower the weights back to your shoulders under control and sink into your next squat. This total body movement forces your lower body and upper body to work together, creating a chain of power from the ground up. Keep your core braced to protect your back and avoid leaning forward. Perform 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps. Avoid dipping too low or losing balance. Here's a fact. Thrusters combine squats and presses, burning more calories than isolation lifts thanks to total muscle recruitment. Now, kettlebell double jerk. Clean 2 kettlebells into the front rack position at shoulder height. Dip slightly at the knees and hips and drive explosively upward while pressing the kettlebells overhead. As the weights rise, drop into a split lunge position to catch them locked out overhead. Stand tall to reset and alternate your lead leg on each rep. Focus on timing your dip, drive, and catch smoothly. This advanced power exercise builds explosive coordination between your legs, core, and shoulders. Perfect for fighters who need to combine speed and stability. Perform 3 sets of 6 to 8 reps. Make sure you don't bang the kettlebells against your wrists. Fun fact: the split jerk teaches rapid force transfer and mimics the footwork of offensive and defensive fight transitions. Then, kettlebell double snatch. Start with 2 kettlebells between your legs in a strong hip hinge stance. Explosively extend your hips, pulling both kettlebells close to your body as you rise. Punch your hands overhead in one swift motion, locking your elbows out at the top. Control the descent by guiding the kettlebells back down to the starting position without letting them crash. Keep your core tight and shoulders engaged throughout the movement. This move develops explosive triple extension, ankles, knees, hips, just like the mechanics of knockout punches and takedown drives. Perform 3 sets of 6 to 8 reps. Make sure you don't round your lower back. Here's a fact. The kettlebell snatch is one of the best exercises for building raw speed and explosive striking power. Up next, kettlebell double push press. Clean 2 kettlebells into the rack position at shoulder height. Dip slightly at the knees while bracing your core. Then explode upward, driving the kettlebells overhead. Unlike a strict press, use your legs to generate upward force, transferring power through your torso into your arms. Lock out overhead, then lower with control before repeating. This movement blends lower body drive with upper body pressing strength, helping you build functional power for strikes and clinch control. Keep your torso upright and avoid arching your lower back. Perform 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps. Make sure you use your hips and knees. Here's a fact. The push press develops overhead strength faster than strict presses by adding leg power into the lift. Moving on, kettlebell wide upright row. Hold a kettlebell in each hand with palms facing your thighs. Stand tall with your feet hip-width apart. Pull the kettlebells upward, leading with your elbows and keeping them wide apart. Bring the weights to chest height before lowering them slowly under control. Keep your shoulders down and back to avoid shrugging and maintain a steady tempo throughout. This variation targets the shoulders and upper traps, building the strength needed for clinching, grappling, and absorbing impact. Perform 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. The key to this exercise is to lead from your elbows and keep them close to your body. Fun fact. Wide upright rows emphasize the lateral delts more than narrow grips, creating broader shoulder development. Next, kettlebell seesaw press. Clean 2 kettlebells into the rack position. Press 1 kettlebell overhead while keeping the other locked at your shoulder. As you lower the first, press the second in a smooth, alternating rhythm. Rotate your torso slightly toward the pressing arm to engage your obliques, but don't over-twist. Keep your core tight and spine neutral to prevent leaning. This exercise builds unilateral shoulder power, endurance, and coordination, perfect for mimicking the alternating force of punches and defensive movements in combat. Perform 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps per side. Avoid tilting your body to prevent strain to your lower back. Here's a fact. The seesaw press conditions both sides of your body evenly, reducing imbalances common in fighters. Then, kettlebell sit up press. Lie flat on the floor, holding a kettlebell at your chest with both hands. Engage your core and perform a sit-up, pressing the kettlebell overhead at the top. Lower back down with control, bringing the weight to your chest before repeating. Keep your feet grounded and avoid jerking the weight up. This hybrid movement strengthens your abs and shoulders simultaneously, teaching you to generate pressing force from disadvantaged positions, like fighting off your back. Perform 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. Avoid rounding your lower back excessively. Make sure the abs are loaded and not your arms. Here's a fact. Combining sit-ups with presses trains your core to stabilize while your arms generate force. Finally, kettlebell rear lunge. Hold a kettlebell in each hand at your sides. Step one leg back into a deep lunge, lowering until your rear knee nearly touches the ground. Keep your torso upright, core braced, and front knee aligned over your ankle. Drive through your front heel to return to standing and repeat on the other leg. This controlled movement strengthens your quads, glutes, and hamstrings, while also improving balance and coordination. Perform 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps per leg. The key to this exercise is to keep good posture and your abs engaged throughout the motion. Avoid slouching or leaning forward. Congratulations for completing today's workout. There you have it, 10 kettlebell exercises designed to forge strength, stamina, and raw power. These moves aren't just about building muscle, they're about creating a body that performs in combat and in life for ultimate results. I challenge you to stick with this program 3 to 4 times a week for the next few months. Train with intensity, and you'll see life-changing results. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed today's workout, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell, and share this video with friends and family who may benefit from it too. We look forward to seeing you in our next video. Elite combat fitness on the go. Training without a gym.